Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, going to go over the trades that we took today inside Discord, as well as the game plan going into tomorrow. So today, this is what we looked like every day off the open. I'm always looking at this 30-minute chart here on the put side and the call side, and that tells us the trend in the market. So on the put side, you can see 580 puts, the 10's below the 50, the 10's the green, 50's the blue. Since the 10 is below the 50, there's no trend on the put side. And then on the call side, the 10 was above the 50, and this 50 was very weird throughout the whole day. Really wouldn't consider this that much of a bullish market. So, today it was a neutral market. Just look for that 0-day cross on either side of the premium. And yeah, again, for a cross to be valid, the 10's got to be above the 50, with the 50 being flat or curled up. We kind of flattened out here in the end of the day, right around, what time is this? 1:30. So, at this point, it does look crossed. The 50 is flattening out. It's curled up actually a little bit right there, and we did bounce off of it pretty hard in the afternoon. But this is how you could have played today off the 0-day chart. So right here off of open, we did look really bullish off the open, I won't lie. We almost got this cross here off of the open. We never actually crossed, so I never got an entry on this. I know Colin gave this a go. He got in a little early and got stopped out on this. Personally, I sat out. I wanted to see this actually cross because the 50 was sloped up super hard, and sometimes when it is sloped up like that, it does get a little funky. So I wanted to see the actual cross to happen to take an entry. So we never got that, and this ended up nuking lower because obviously since calls didn't cross, this did go lower, and then from there gotta wait for a cross on either side of the premium, and that didn't happen until a little bit later on. We got this put cross on the put side. So I actually took this. This is a break-even trade for me. So right here, it was very, very choppy. So 10 going above the 50, you could see the 50 flattened out. I'm not exactly sure when it did, probably around here at 11:25. I took that entry here on this 10 SMA dip at like 11:50. It was a very low risk entry because I was at it was what, 250 on the contracts. The 50's at 235, so that's not even 10% on the premium. So I was willing to take that risk, and then after it got this move lower right here to 281, I moved my stop to even because I just wanted to see it continue. If it came back down, I just didn't feel comfortable holding this. So yeah, that's what I ended up taking today. And then this chart did go negative. I know you could have taken this, but the market was just so choppy. I mean, you wouldn't have taken a loss on this if you did take it. This pop up here in the 10, the 50 was probably your best shot to take an entry point. That was the best entry provided, and we got this move lower, but that was probably only like 20-30 points in NQ before it ended up slamming back up. And I mean, at this point, once we're all the way down here, move your stop to even. You would have been stopped at even because I really wouldn't be holding this all the way back up in the 50. Just wouldn't make sense because we already got a solid move on the premium. We just didn't move that much on NQ, and nothing too crazy happened because we did have FOMC minutes. So yeah, that's how you could have played today. There really wasn't any other opportunities. I actually did take a long off of that massive nuke later on in the day, and the reason was pretty simple. It was just this 50 SMA dip. I mean, I did buy this dip. It was higher risk. We did get that massive drop, but after we started to bounce, the 50 looked like it was holding. I was in long on NQ, like right at the open of the 5-minute candle after the like massive, I don't even know how many point candle it was that we ended up dropping, but yeah, I was only risking probably like 20 points and made I think like 70 to 80, so it was a really good move off of that. I didn't call it out or anything. It was a higher risk type of trade because it was pretty volatile. So yeah, I bought the 50 dip, got paid, is what it is. But that's how you would play today. I mean, there really wasn't too much opportunity. It was a choppy day. When we get choppy like that, I mean, it's probably just best to sit out. If you're not, if you don't do well in the neutral market, just sit out, wait for the trend, which we'll probably get tomorrow. Because if we look at the 30-minute, obviously this chart right here doesn't really show anything for us right now, but I know futures are absolutely ripping. I actually swung some long. I caught like 130, 140 points overnight in like the span of like an hour. So we got a massive move in futures, Nvidia ripping the market. So tomorrow, most likely, market will be bullish, and we're probably just gonna be looking for a 50 dip tomorrow because we're gonna get a massive gap up. The 0-day chart's already gonna be crossed on the call side, and the only other trade opportunity would be to grab along at the 50 dip. So that's what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. Very simple game plan. Market's bullish. Obviously, this chart doesn't show where we're at, but we're probably going to get a massive gap up on these contracts, and every single time frame probably will be crossed or will be crossing. This daily chart right here is pretty interesting because we got back above the 50 here. Daily 50 is probably going to end up curling, and this might obviously send us really higher or a lot higher because the 50 is going to end up curling. We're going to probably get a closure above the 10 tomorrow would be my guess, or we're probably going to open above the 10 SMA on the daily chart, on the daily time frame. So yeah, there's really nothing to be bearish about at the moment. We'll have to see how we open up, see if the move sticks overnight, which obviously I think it will, but that's the game plan for tomorrow. We're going to be bullish. I highly doubt the move's going to reverse all the way, and we're not going to be bullish. So again, 0-day cross and calls, that probably won't even be an opportunity because of the gap up. So calls will probably be crossed at open. Look for the 50 dip, and yeah, that's the only trade opportunity tomorrow. So if you guys enjoyed, drop a sub. If you guys want to learn, join Discord down below. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm out. Peace.